Thanks for joining us for the executive series. Today I'm talking to the Managing Director of Consolidated Tin Mines, John Banning. Thanks for your time, John.
No worries. Thanks, Tom.
Why don't we start with providing a flavour of what your business is all about?
Yeah, Consolidated Tin Mines is a tin exploration and tin project development company, and also a base metals producing company. So we're in a transitional phase at the moment of the company. We've had a recent significant acquisition to the business, which is our base metals side of the business. So we've very quickly become, since January this year, a tin project developer and explorer, and all of a sudden a base metals producer over the last several months. So big change from a junior explorer to a smaller mid-tier producer. We're producing a lot of polymet concentrate, so we produce a separate zinc, lead, and copper concentrate with a silver co-product. We had a great FY15. We hit all of our key production targets. All of the concentrate, all the spec, really outperformed what we had anticipated. The company's going very well, and the tin project, the Mount Garnet tin project that we've been working on for some time is moving along very well, and now we can fund that. We have a positive cash flow with the addition of the base metals assets, so we're now funding that, progressing the definitive feasibility study ourselves.
Right, now you've recently signed an agreement with Wingo Mining. What have been the features of that agreement, and why did you sign it?
Yeah, well, Wangao Mining Group is a Hong Kong listed mining entity. They have operating mines and actively explore in China and actually around the world. Wangao is a great partner for us. They're extremely keen in Australia. They're very interested in our tenements, and they are willing to put a significant amount of resources and money into exploring our tenements. So there's actually two agreements with Wangao that we made last year. One is a regional agreement, which is basically based on it's a farm-in type structure. So right now in the Ainslie district and the Surveyor district, which are tenements about 4,800 square kilometers, there's about 25 million tons of resource there. The objective of the regional agreement is to increase and develop that resource up to about 45 million ton, of which 20 million ton resource will be measured, and get all that up to JORC 2012 code, at which point that will trigger a joint venture 50-50 with Wangao, with the idea being to look at developing a project, another mining and production center out at Ainslie. So we're looking at a plus 10-year life of mine, 2 million ton per annum throughput, and this will be in addition to our existing concentrator producing base metals and our tin project that we're looking to bring online next calendar year.
Right, so you mentioned the base metals side of things. That's a recent expansion for your organisation into that sphere. What's been driving that?
Yeah, this is a really interesting story, and it's a really key part of the Consolidated Tin Mines story. The base metals assets became available for purchase back in late 2012. Our cornerstone investor, and at the time the managing director and co-founder Ralph DeLacy, saw a huge opportunity with those assets coming up for sale, because the tin project resource is only 8 kilometers away from that existing infrastructure. So you've got a 1 million ton per annum concentrator up for sale with some great tenements and potentially operational mines at that time, right next door to our tin resource. So the cornerstone investor got together with Ralph DeLacy, and they came up with a plan to acquire those assets from an administrator. Those assets then were brought into a private company called Snow Peak Mining, with the whole intention to eventually have those same assets be acquired by Consolidated Tin Mines, which is what we executed in an asset sale agreement in January this year. So really what that is all about is leveraging those base metals, the revenue for that to help us continue to develop the definitive feasibility study of the tin project, as well as a huge capital cost offset for the tin project. So, we were looking at several years ago a $200 million capex build for this tin project. Now that's dropped down into the $40 to $70 million range as a result of the acquisition.
Which is a massive decline in costs.
It is a huge decline in costs. It gives us a lot more flexibility. We're cash flow positive. We can fund the DFS and have funded the progression of the DFS ourselves. We've built a really unique and interesting lab to progress the definitive feasibility study at the Mount Garnet concentrator. This has enabled us to do all those things. Right now, where that's at is we are finalizing developing the parameters from the test work at that lab for the pilot roast trial that's going to take place in mid-September in Wisconsin at FICO Lab, which will then enable us to roll forward very quickly to complete the definitive feasibility study. I suppose all these partners and our cornerstone backing is all part of bringing these pieces of the puzzle that we've worked very hard to do over the last couple of years to be a cash flow positive, sustainable business, have a cornerstone long life tin project that's low cost and high margin, have active significant exploration going on across all the tenements when a lot of miners are finding it very difficult in the current financial climate to pull those pieces together. So we've really had to go outside the box and get pretty innovative to pull those pieces together. Another thing that this enables us to do with pulling those pieces together to form that growth platform is we have significant Chinese cornerstone investor. We've built a great relationship with Wanggao Mining Group from China. They are extremely interested in supporting us to acquire and develop and grow the business further. And everyone knows this is a great market to be looking at the acquisitional growth potential of a company.
John, great insights into your company. Thanks for your time today.
No worries. Thank you, Tom.
And thanks for joining us for the Executive Series.